Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your girl V-Henny, man. You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Artistry, where we talk shit about music, entertainment, and the everyday struggles. And you know how we do, man. We always have a dope guest in the building. We have hip hop artist, content creator. He's an author. He's just a creator of the arts in itself. Make some noise for my God, OnSmash.
We in the building, man. What's up? What's up?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm alive, man. I'm alive.
Well, welcome to my home.
It's a pleasure to be here. I ain't gonna lie. All jokes aside, it is.
Thank you. I know it's been a while. We've been trying to set this up for such a long time. I want to say thank you for taking the time being here. You know, you're coming from a distance, and you're a busy person. You have a lot going on with what you're doing, so it's definitely a pleasure. You wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to make you a small bite. You understand?
I see.
Yeah.
Smell amazing. When I walked in, it smelled crazy good. So I'm ready.
What I did was that I made basically. So you told me mac and cheese was something that you grew up on, mac and cheese and barbecue chicken, right?
Big
So
Mac, right.
so what I wanted to do was that I wanted to do like a mac and cheese croquettes. So it's a classic mac and cheese. Like I did it old school style, like when we was like I grew up hard. So with the box, like I did that. You understand? So I did the old school, but then I did like a roux, and I added some like infused like chili sauce and parsley.
I love chili. Chili sauce be so good. So
okay, so this is for I just want to say I want as you take a bite into we're gonna have this together.
All right,
cheers to
cheers,
you.
Cheers.
And I have a cheese sauce in case you want more cheese. You understand?
Okay. Appreciate it. I'm gonna dip. I'm actually dip
do
in the cheese first.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's no way I can't dip in it. Come on, y'all looking at it like this nigga better dip this in the cheese. All right.
Let's dip. Let's see.
And you call us a what? What you call us again?
It's like mac and cheese balls. Like
okay. Pause.
Pause. But yeah, I would say yeah.
Copy.
And to be honest, with your actual critique, there's no shade. Like Navi, this ain't hit.
I'm gonna keep it right.
With it.
I'm gonna keep it right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one more bite because it's actually dumb good. I ain't gonna lie to you. The crunchiness. The we fried it on point. What you about to say?
So I didn't do bread. I did Ritz crackers. I didn't have. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I didn't have breadcrumbs.
Nah, that's a calm. That's. I wouldn't expect that.
Okay.
And it definitely tastes good. The mac and cheese the noodles is cooked well.
Okay.
The cheese is not too much. The cheese sauce definitely goes with it. I feel like I'm a YouTube raider at this point.
You see, you add some. Where's the napkins?
Yeah, it's a vibe right here. I'm not lying to y'all. She know how to cook.
Thank you. You understand? Like
she know how to cook. I'm gonna eat more. While she do her thing.
Listen, we have way more. I don't have napkins.
No napkins?
Yeah, my bad.
Ain't no napkins over
just
there?
saw them. Yeah, we just had. It's fine.
Nah, I'm just messing. I was about to take the whole plate, you heard? It was about to be gone.
Yeah.
Nah, thank you.
Nah, so.
Make sure you clip that.
What I yeah, clip the. Okay. No. And I grab as much as you can, as much as you want. I have way more. You understand? Ideally, first I want to start off. If your career had a secret recipe, what's the one ingredient nobody knows about?
Okay, you try to go different with the question. I like that. Okay, hit me with it one more time. He was expecting that. He knew it was coming. Hit me one more time. Let me get that right.
If your career had a secret recipe, what's the one ingredient nobody knows about?
You want me to get like an actual recipe, like an actual seasoning or something? Because I was about to just say
you could do a comparison to a seasoning to a hustle. Okay, you understand?
Okay.
Or either way.
How about sazon?
Ooh, okay.
Now I mean, just with all the ingredients, you know what I'm saying? It adds that color, that life. You feel me?
Okay.
I would say sazon.
I like that. Sazon. Did you grow up on sazon?
I definitely did.
Yeah.
I used to fry mad stuff or like cook certain stuff and just season it sazon. That's just the base seasoning at that point. Aside from like the salt, pepper, all that good stuff. But the sazon, you already know that's a go-to as a child when you don't really know how to mix all the spices together and all
Okay.
the herbs and stuff,
Mhm.
you know that Sazon just kind of got everything kind of in there, some form of fashion. So you just throw the Sazon. But over time, I got better with it.
Okay, so you cook.
I actually do cook. My last name is Cook, by the way, in real life. A
Really?
lot of people don't know that. In real
I
life,
did
my
not
last
know
name is
that
Cook.
either.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do know how to
So,
cook. Yes.
okay, what's a dish you like to make that's a comfort dish for you? Like when you're at your lowest and you're like, yo, I need to lift my spirits.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you go? It's like, what's your go-to that you would make for yourself?
Okay, well, lift spirits. I'm not sure if the PB&J will lift my spirit, but at times it can. But I would
Okay.
say if I'm like down bad and I could get something that's cheap and I could put it together, I would say it could be back when I was young. Actually, I used to like chop up hot dogs
Okay.
and I used to like put saute them in butter and then put the Sazon in there and shit. And then I'll make like rice, either it's parboiled or I like jasmine rice and stuff like that. I know the white rice ain't as healthy for you and all that. We ain't gonna get into all that.
Yeah, we're not doing
We ain't gonna get into all that. But the struggle meal, and then I'll saute the you know that, and then I'll have the rice and I'll have eggs actually.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
like fry like scrambled eggs and I'll put it all together in a bowl and then you know what I mean a little more butter or something like that when I used to eat a lot of butter and stuff.
Okay.
And then that all together is good. Now I would possibly do that, but I don't really eat. I don't really buy Franks like that. I ain't gonna lie. I probably never bought a Frank in the past decade or something like that. Or maybe like once. I don't know. But yeah. So if anything, that would probably be my little struggle meal or something.
Are you like on a health journey as far as like, because I know you speak like a lot, like, oh, I know that's not healthy and stuff like that. Like, are you particular when it comes to eating certain things?
I am. I'm a very picky eater, but I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
All right. So I know we was talking about like weight and stuff like
Right,
that, right? So
right.
obviously I'm not the same size as I was years ago because at a point in time a couple years ago I started getting on my workout shit and my body was getting bigger, but that was the muscles blowing up, and I stopped eating a lot of chicken and all of the type of meats and stuff like that.
Okay.
From me being a little more on my vegetarian shit, not 100%, I still was, you know what I mean, dabbling in other proteins and stuff.
Right.
But that caused my the fat in my body. I never had a lot of fat in my body anyway. It more so was like a lot of muscle more so. That's why I was like a little bit more blown up on pores. But the reason why over time it started going away because I stopped working out.
Okay.
So my muscles started deflating a little bit more and it made my body a little smaller. So from me eating good and you know, working out a little bit more than I was supposed to because it was actually, you know what I mean, breaking my body down a little bit when it came to like the muscle fat and everything. I mean, the fat, excuse me.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So it made me kind of go back into eating more of the other proteins more than I was eating when I was on my vegetarian kind of shit.
Okay.
So I don't eat 100% healthy. And I know there's so many ways to eat healthy depending on your body type and different things of that nature. But I try to keep it as smooth as possible. Try to keep the veggies going. Try to keep like try to drink like the right waters and different things like that. pHs. I try to like be aware of it, but I don't eat a lot of fast food at all really. When it comes to like McDonald's, Burger King, and like a lot of fast food restaurants, I just don't eat fast food like that.
Right,
But
I
will mess around like maybe one of the two chains, maybe like a Chipotle.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. I mean, I get it. And congrats on that because it's not easy when you're in a space of. I'm looking at it like it's not that you're eating unhealthy. Certain things you have to, as long as you're eating clean.
Right.
As long as you're eating clean, you understand. Or let me know how you like that bamboo. I mean,
I ain't want to stop what you're talking about. Yeah. Bamboo, you're. They told me it's from Barbados.
It is from Barbados.
Yes, it's my first time hearing it. You might have been know about it.
It is from Barbados.
Very good.
It's a Caribbean rum, and you know us Caribbeans, we be having, you understand? We be having some good liquor.
What's your I never knew what's your background.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay, yeah, duh.
No, it's fine because I was the last person I had. They was like, I thought you was white, and I was just like, I was like, I get that a lot, but I'm like, no, I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx. You understand?
Look,
like
Boricua, you know how to speak Spanish?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I just went to Puerto Rico for the first time last year.
Oh, did you? How was it?
It was a great experience. I wanted to go before at one point in time, but when I was about to go before, something was going on with like my mind, like my head. It was feeling like somebody like wrapped a band around like my head and it's like stayed there, and I was going through some like medical kind of stuff. So I canceled the trip. I had paid for the tickets and everything, couldn't get the bread back for whatever because it was last minute.
Right.
But when I finally got to go last year, when I was on that shit, I'm just like, nah, like now I get to like when you in a space, you know how like you you're not there physically when you're thinking about it, but when you get there physically, I try my best to like really look at my hands and look at the earth and just like take it in, but on
Right.
like a next level kind of. You know what
I
I'm
get.
saying?
I know exactly what you
So
mean.
salute to Puerto Rico.
I
All the
appreciate
Puerto
that.
Ricans.
I mean, I do. I think in life, right? I think one of the things we was just having this conversation where I feel like so many people are just so consumed with this device right here, right? Which I get it. This is what we do. We're content creators in a sense,
Mhm.
right? But it's like sometimes you lose sight and lose grip of reality.
Yeah.
And I think is amazing when you can go to a place of like really learning to embrace nature and what mother nature has to offer.
Right.
So like you go into Puerto Rico and you just like really getting a feel of what the island is. It's not just like
Mhm.
what you're hearing. It's you like really, it's like
Yeah.
me if I
Yeah.
was to go to like I don't know, Aruba, whatever, like somewhere. Like
Mhm.
for me, I want to get into the culture of where
Facts.
I'm at. Like it's
Right.
just who I am. Like so I embrace that with you.
Mhm.
You mentioned that I
Fun.
guess you was going through a struggle. Yeah, Let me ask you this
Mhm.
because I've known you for a while.
Time flies.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
flies.
I think like I told you off air. Like I think I remember seeing you. I think it was around 2019,
Okay. 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 That sounds about
2020,
right.
around there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was because the tour
2020.
was happening and I didn't get to go to Canada. I got. We'll talk about that. What you about to say?
No, go ahead. I
N-
mean, so
Okay.
my thing was like watching you expand and grow within your brand. I know on Smash the
Yeah.
hip hop artist.
Right. Right. Right.
So for me it's like watching you. You're a director, you're an author, you are an erotica content creator as well. Like
Right.
you're doing all this. So how would you describe who on Smash is for
Okay.
those that are
Right.
watching and stuff like that?
I would say I'm a person that like when it comes to like the erotic stuff and everything, that was I always was like
A storyteller.
a story. Definitely that's the
Yo.
best way to put it. You know what I mean? I used to have situations with women and then I'll go holler at my mans and then like I'll tell the story, but I'll tell it so compellingly, like niggas
Mm-hmm.
would be laughing or be like, nah, this nigga be having me dying when he be talking about this shit. Or I used to like have I used to record a lot
Mm-hmm.
of situations in my phone and just have them like, yo, I tell it, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like from that being so natural from
Uh-huh.
young, getting older, doing skits with the funny shit and erotic stuff and everything was just so natural. So that's when people see my videos and they see that I got lit off of me just being me. They like, yo, that's really you. Like you really
Yeah.
now I know I exaggerated a little bit more online and shit like that, but I can actually tap into certain things. It's like, you got different parts of you where you can just tap into certain versions of you type
Right,
shit.
right.
And I can have a little bit of fun with people on the gram because we just want to escape the world sometimes. So even like you said with the phone, we get captured in it sometimes, and it's because we want to escape
Right.
reality in certain ways. It's so weird how it plays with each other and shit. But when it comes to the other parts of me, the hip hop artistry
Right.
and the author director, I've always been a creative. I've always been like a songwriter in general. I've wrote for other artists in the industry, stuff of that
Right.
nature, aside from myself. But just being able to create and bring something from nothing, into the world and through you and your authenticity,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good feeling to do when you see people receive it. You know what I mean, in a good way, and to make people laugh and just uplift spirits. That's what I'm about, and I love to help people in general. I'm a person that likes to give, not take.
Okay.
Like I always want to just help and add to situations. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Like
right,
I
right.
just want to add. I just want to like when it comes to the music and the world in general. Even with this director stuff, I made a movie literally. A lot of us we want to make movies or be a part of a movie, but we never like actually get into it or we feel like I'm like we have the technology to just like if I just have a camera or know somebody that has access to a camera or something or whatever, I can create. We never had access to none of this shit. Like we never
Right.
had none of this. So it's like nigga, now that we have it, I'm gotta take 1,000,000%, you know what I mean,
Right.
control of what I can do and just go crazy with it. So being able to create things that make people feel things or be able to create moments for people,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, is special for me. And like when it comes to the music, was you about to say something?
No, go ahead. Go
And
ahead.
when it comes to the music, when I see other songs that's lit, being played at functions, and I see the way people dance to it, have fun to it, converse to it, drink to it, zone out to it.
Right.
I want to be able to do that for people as well.
Okay.
And having all these different things I'm into, I can create those type of situations in so many different lanes.
Okay.
So overall, the type of person I am, I'm a loving person. I don't play that shit at the same time.
Right.
I love that about myself because when you know where you can take shit and you know how official you are inside, you don't have to put on the front for nobody.
Right,
I want
right.
to show even more love. Like I try to be even more humble. You know, I know the word, when you look at the definition of humble, you be like, oh, I got to be careful with the word, how I use humble and shit like that. But for the most part, the fact that I know who I am and how great I am and all my talents and stuff like that, I don't suppress it. I just make sure I show love to other people.
Right.
And if they can ask what I got going on, if I can ask what they got going on, then that's what that becomes. And I'll shine at the end regardless.
Right.
You know what I mean? I used to always take away from, like, when I feel like I'm doing too well in a location, like as far as like how I'm interacting with people, and there's other people around that's a little insecure about themselves and shit like that, or I can see like this person probably feel the way that I'm getting shine or whatever, so let me like dumb down my starness. I learned over time that you cannot do that. And from that point, you know what I'm saying, it just allowed me to excel even more.
Because it's not their fault that they're not on the same wavelength. You understand? Like, I mean, it's not your fault, should I say? It's not your fault that they're not on the same wavelength. At this point, it's like, you know, like it's just you being aware and mindful of the fact that, all right, cool, like, but I can't dumb myself down because you know, wherever you're at in your life and so on forth. You understand? So
100%.
Like, and it's true. I feel like from when I first met you, like I mentioned, like we was on tour. You understand? You've always been the storyteller. You was a funny dude. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like funny as fuck. And you know, you always had the stories. I remember, like, I think it was like Chicago. That one time, everybody was it was like 2 buses, like you know, like those church vans, should I say? Not about it was 2 vans, and we were all in. It's like
used to call them sprinters, but I'm like them dollar vans. Nigga,
nah, we did. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's all good though. Gotta make it sound good, you know what I mean?
Gotta make it sound good, you know, like. But I remember, I think you was in Chicago with us, right?
Yeah, I came to Chicago.
Okay, but you didn't go to Canada.
No. Okay, that's what I was gonna get back to after.
We're gonna go back to Canada. Chicago, I remember, it's like everybody performed. It's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, we was only gonna be in Chicago for 1 day. So we came, drove in. I set up. I remember I was the first one my van was the first one, and then Scott's was the second. And when we come in, you know, whatever. Everybody's tired because I think we went to Detroit to Chicago.
Right.
And then from there, I think it's like maybe 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Everybody's in the kitchen, and all I hear is you talking shit. Like, so
and that Airbnb that we was at.
Right, yeah. It was a big Airbnb.
Yeah, upstairs and all that.
Yes. So now I'm curious though, because you said you didn't make it to Canada, but we went to Canada, Detroit. So how you met up with us?
All right,
and what happened with that?
Right. I gotta tell a story because I don't even know if I don't think I spoke about the story.
I remember.
Hey, remember?
Yes,
yeah, because of fucking weed, man.
Yes.
Don't go to Canada with no goddamn weed, even if it's a dime in your fucking pocket, nigga. Not even in your pocket in the car. So basically, all right, you
guys met up with us in Detroit.
Yeah, we met up in Detroit. Yeah.
Yes, I remember now.
I ain't gonna front. That was one of the worst experiences I ever had traveling.
So wait, you had like a dime? That's what it was?
Like, we had a dub. We had a dub. $20 worth of fucking weed, like about a dub. Like
what? So, entering or?
All right. So look, I'm driving. We driving from New York.
Okay.
We driving. It's like I think I take 11 hours to get to Canada. So we driving. Obviously, it's snowing and shit like that. At the point in time, so it's cold as fuck. And you know Canada's already cold. So the fact that
so
we driving. Going there, smoking. Now, we already know ahead of time, like, about the situation with the weed and everything with the border stuff. But, you know, we like to push the limits to shit, which we bugging on.
Right.
Because I've got weed across the border, flying to certain places and shit like that. So it's not like I'm not used to, like, I'm saying smuggling drugs, but I'm not used to, I'm used to being okay with being able to get past authority with certain situations.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So when we get there to the border, before we get to the border, we already know, okay, we already having these conversations. Yo, when we get there, we got to make sure all the weed going or whatever. Or, yo, the smell of the weed in the car as we're driving there is probably going to alert them to want to check the car. We know these things, but we kind of like still like going with it, which we already, obviously, it sounds like a recipe for disaster already. But at the time, we like, fuck it. So if anything, we're going to smoke most of the weed and probably like say like some the smallest little bit so we can have something to like initially smoke when we touch down.
Okay.
Because, you know, once you get in the spot, the Airbnb, whatever, you chilling, whatever, it's nothing to do for the day or whatever, or if later on that night you got to go, so you just want to smoke a little blunt if you smoke. Obviously, you can buy weed in Canada, but we're not trying to bank on doing that. We just want to have something initially. So it's not even that crazy. It's not even that serious to even be trying to smoke that much. Some super fiend sound and shit. I don't know. It sounds crazy. But anyway, we get to the border. They smell a car, shit like that. We got to get out. Now we go into the area where you got to wait at and deal with the process and shit like that. One of the people who was with had a warrant already, or they already had some type of legal issues going on. So that caused them to do a little bit extra.
It was a trickle effect.
So now when
I remember, yes.
Yeah. So now we waiting for mad long. We already waiting mad long. The process already be taking mad long.
Right.
We waiting, then they like where the car at, so they bring the car up. I'm like, fuck. So me and my mans, we in one of the other rooms separate from the other two people that was with.
Right.
I think it was probably like four of us all together or five. I think it might have been four of us. But anyway, we might have been five of us. We waiting for them to check the van. Now we literally like where we sitting at, how the window right there, I can see them checking the van from there. And they got like a table right next to the van where they putting everything on. Yes. They got the suitcases and everything. So they checking the van. Let me talk to the people and shit like that. So they checking the van. They checking all of the stuff in the van. I'm like, oh my God, son. She better not find this fucking dub. We only got a double weed left in there. Come on. Like, I do not want to get turned over for a fucking dub. I'm watching. I said it was a guy and a girl. I see the guy look in the exact place. He took out all the clothes. I pretty much had his stuff in mad clothes and like a pocket in one of my pants. Okay. And so I had it stuff in mad clothes. So I'm like, for you to find that, you got to go out your way to find that. Right. He puts the clothes on the thing. I'm like, I hope they don't smell it more, being that they took the piece of clothing out that has the weed in it. But he took it. He was like, he left it alone and kept going. So I'm like, yes, we lit.
Right.
And of course, the lady comes and like, checked it, like asking him, he checked it, like, yeah, like, nah, she goes to check it. I'm like, the person, I forgot who I was with. I'm looking at them, I'm like, it's over. I know she about to find this shit. She's going too hard. She opened the thing, finds it. She like, I come back in, like, no, y'all can't come in. Oh, I'm like, oh my God, but it's not over yet. It's not over. That's not the worst part about it. I'm gonna fast forward this. So she lets us know we can't come across the border, right? So we already waited like 2 hours to like for that process. The going back across the border process after they kicking us out of the country is already another 2 hours. So now we waiting 2 more hours after that to leave the country. Then we leave the country. We finally leave Canada. We driving to Detroit because we know that's the next stop. I gotta clap a hotel and shit like that because we wasn't planning on being there that early. Right. So now I gotta clap a hotel and shit like that. You know how we doing shit. I get the hotel. We driving. It's a snowstorm. Shit bugging outside. Yes. Like, I mean, it's pitch black. Oh, no. Before we even get to that part, before it got dark, it's still light outside. We driving to Detroit. 2 hours passed, but I don't know what's up with this 2 hours thing. 2 hours driving. We ended up popping up at another border of Canada. I'm thinking we going to Detroit. Right. We ended up at another border in Canada. I didn't even know it was another border. So as we pulling up, I'm like, oh, nah, what the fuck? I see a patrol officer there, whatever. I'm like, nah, I ain't about to go through this process again. Right. So I'm about to try to turn back around. And nigga put his hand on his gun. My God. He like, no, like, come here. I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga about to dead shoot out the fucking car because I'm trying to back away from the fucking border. So he like, nah, wait. So I'm like, oh my fucking God. So he tell me to come. I'm like, yo, pause. I'm like, yo, we just came from the other border. We literally been driving for like 2 hours. Just came from the other border, got turned around because of the situation, whatever. We're not trying to go through this fucking process. Right. He like, nah, you already came here. He probably thinking something suspicious. I don't know because it's just us. It's isolated as fuck. Right. It's super isolated. It's just us and the guy. So he like, nah, you got to come. We go through the fucking border again. He have us waiting for hours, checking shit. We going through a whole process. Sick. Over fucking $20 a week. Then we finally head to Detroit. But on the way there, it was a crazy snowstorm to where like I literally had to like use both hands and drive like this type shit. It was the worst experience. Next time I go to Canada, I'm sure I'm gonna get through this time. None of that bullshit.
Wait. They didn't give you like a citation or like a fine?
Nah.
That's lucky you. Because so I had in my van, Scott's van got hit with a big fine.
Or
Done. Yeah.
oh yeah, he does say that.
My van got stopped too, and I told my guys, cause they, we was in Canada for like 2 days, so everybody's like weed,
right,
and they want to buy it, and I'm like, don't OD buying because we gotta drive back, and they're like, no, we could smoke all this. They couldn't smoke all this.
And they ain't trying to waste their money either.
And they don't want. So when in my van was like as literally like an hour before we got to the border, I told everybody like, yo, if y'all didn't smoke all your shit, throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not,
Yeah, I know you don't play that shit.
I'm not playing that shit. Throw your shit out. And they were like, everybody's like, yo, they all like pull over and just smoking as much as they can, bro. It shit was hilarious. And they're smoking as much as they can and whatever. And there's, something was like, yo, I'm just, like throw it away, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we good? Like, we good to go? Everybody's like, yeah, we good. We get to the damn border. This is imagine we're all in the same tour.
Right.
So and we get to the border. When we get to the border, they're like, we wait in the room and he's like, do you have anything? I'm like, no, officer, we don't have anything.
You feeling
like,
confident.
I'm confident. I was like, no, we good. Like, can we just go? And he's like, so they go into the van and he comes back eventually. He's like,
not the Sprinter, right?
The Sprinter, aka the Sprinter, the van.
We dying with that.
Listen, we tried.
Y'all was working though. Y'all was working. So salute to Scott. Word, y'all was working.
Yeah, me and Scott really did try. Like, but we go and I'm like, no, we good. Like, we don't have anything. So he's like, when he comes back the second time, so he's like, are you sure? And I was like, officer, I'm positive. Like, I'm all the vehicles, which is the one that Scott, they're all under my name.
Right.
So remember, me and Scott had the partnership. So I'm like, we good. Like this, Bro, when he walked away, I saw one artist. And let me tell you something. If looks could kill, he was like, he was one of those, like, don't put him in the interrogating room because he will snitch. Yo, I looked at him. Yo, and he's like,
he already know that.
And I looked at him and I said, I was like, yo, did you have anything? And he looked at like around. I said, yeah, you. And I'm like, you look mad suspect. Do you have anything? And he's like, V, I said, I told you guys
this nigga
to throw everything away.
This nigga.
He's like, yo, it was just like a small bag. And I was like, I don't care.
It's always a small fucking bag.
I was like, I don't care. I'm like, bro, like, I thank God.
Damn.
They confiscated whatever. And they let us go. Scott got hit with a $500 fee.
$500? I thought you were about to say like a band. Okay,
nah,
500 still hurt.
$500 or $1,000, but he got hit with a fine because somebody did the same thing and they had a book bag full of stuff.
Oh yeah, he told me. Yeah, he told me. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, these niggas is bugging.
Like, yo,
y'all bugging. Like,
so good time. We had a good tour.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nah, that's a good.
Fun.
It was a good trip overall, though.
It definitely was.
Yeah,
and
then COVID came.
COVID happened.
Stopped the trip.
And I remember, like, I think it was in Philly.
Okay.
Did you do Philly?
I didn't get to. I was supposed to go to North Carolina next.
Okay.
And ATL after.
Okay.
But it didn't get to that point.
I remember Philly was like, that's when everything was like. And I remember that I had an artist, she was like, I'm not feeling good. And I was like, get out of my van. Get out of my van.
That was after they announced COVID?
When they announced COVID.
Oh, yeah. He was like, anybody was suspect.
There was, yeah.
Any symptoms, regular, you still suspect. I don't care if you sneeze regular, cough regular, you suspect. Burp, nigga, I'm confused.
But I would say this, as you, the artist, that I got to experience, even as, like, the performance, like, you always were full of energy. And I, you definitely had the energy. You have the energy. You have the music, So I guess I want to know where it's like, because I remember the story time started during, I'm assuming, like, post-COVID pandemic, correct?
Okay, yeah, it was COVID. Yeah, post-COVID.
Because I remember you being in the studio, you was mad
animated. Yeah. I was in the crib first, and then I was in the studio after.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So I remember your videos. So I guess, how do you feel with, like, because, like, did you used to go viral with your music? Oh,
wait, quick fast. I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Click like and subscribe. You heard?
Yeah, I already heard the man.
Yeah, don't look.
You understand?
You see the eats. Come on, we eating good.
We
Subscribe. You heard? V-Henny. Oh yeah, what's the question?
My question was, so did you? Because I mean, viral wasn't as big as it is now, but it still was a thing. But
Right.
were you going viral with your music or not there yet?
Music or the content?
Music first.
Music? No, I didn't go viral with the music. No.
Okay, so I guess my question is, like, do you feel, or did you at one point feel some sort, like, personally, like, where it's like, damn, I'm getting recognized for my content but not for my music?
You know what? It was never like that because everything is like I kind of like in my mind. Once you know you have an unlimited amount of creativity,
Okay.
it never, you know what I'm saying? Because you know you gotta pivot in certain ways,
Right.
And I knew that I had to have a pivot, but when I was doing that, long story short, no, I didn't feel no way about it. But in the back of my head, I'm always like, I gotta find a way to eventually incorporate this in it.
Okay.
But while I was doing that, I still was doing music because I had literally owned the studio that I had, so I was able to just record whenever I had my sanctuary. So I felt like in the music aspect, and I had money. I was getting to the bag at that time, so I knew that I could put money towards like promotion and shit like that to like help my music. So I wasn't thinking too much about like, damn, it's not working with going viral with that and shit like that. And this is personality, so it felt good that I was doing numbers with people enjoying my personality.
Right. Okay. So with your content, how was that transition then? I mean, I know it was organic, but knowing, because then eventually, yes, you understand that you are creative and you was like, but at this point, I think now you're starting to see like, oh shit, this is picking up, and you got to be consistent.
Right.
So how was that transition?
It was transition. So I want to make sure I answer it right. Transition from
the hip hop artist to now this whole content creator.
Right. Okay. So the transition, which is a good question and shit too. I feel like it more so was not a how you say, like something that's connected with each other instead of it being like
it was aligned.
Yeah, like kind of
like
some type of because it's like when I think of transition, like I'm thinking like, okay, I went into this situation and then that's what I became the whole time type shit as far as like being an influencer or something. But the music never stopped, and I incorporate music into my audio book and my series.
Right.
So to answer the question, it's like I know what you mean though. I wouldn't say it's specifically transition, but I know what you mean, so I'm gonna answer it based off what you mean. It went from understanding that when it comes to the music, it's so oversaturated, and
or how about this?
Go ahead.
How were you able to find a rhythm when it comes to switching gears from hip hop artist to content creator?
This how it is right here. So you know how we would be on the tours, you say I get storytelling, shit like that, or when I'm on stage, like I also used to add funny shit and all that. And I used to talk about fucking this. I used to say wild shit on stage. Right. It converted into the content because the demeanor and me being able to know how to control an audience with the way I might use my hands or my face expressions and my voice.
Right. You're animated.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That came from me rapping. So being able to take those elements and put it into me just having a conversation with the camera, with the people, that's kind of how that kind of worked together.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, in my perspective, how I'm taking what you're saying is, in overall, whether it's content creator, whatever it is a performance.
Right. There we go.
So that's how you was able to like you said, connect it all together in a sense. Exactly. Because you took what you learned as a musician to now put it here, and you're like, and at the end of the day, to be a content creator, influencer, you have to somewhat entertain your audience.
100%.
You understand? So I get that. Now, with your story times, and then you went from like with your story times, and then now going to the whole, because you got raunchy ass content. Right. It's erotica for I have to say
intimate erotica.
It is. And I feel like when you as a man, men do that. Like when they're gonna talk this shit and whatever. But it also takes a level of vulnerability to open up.
Right. That's a good question. That's a good word to use for that.
So what's something you wish people, or you would like for people to know about the arts with the intimacy that they can like you would want them to understand better.
Okay.
Because I feel like people look at, again, not everybody, because your comments be wild. But some people, you have some people who are not open-minded like that, so they're going to judge it off back. So I guess yeah, what's some things that you wish people can understand about creating content as far as like the erotica arts?
I would say, and I love the question too. That's a great question.
Thank you.
And that's why I like having I like having conversations about stuff on camera for history, because when you going through life, and I'm answering the question, when you going through life, it's like you think of a lot of stuff and you say a lot of things to yourself that you wish people can hear, but certain things, like certain places in your mind, you won't go unless you get a question asked.
Right.
But that's a great question. Now, when it comes to that, when it comes to the vulnerability part of it, I'm okay with being vulnerable, like, because there's only the only way to go is up from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I love like to start from the bottom thing, or like just anything that's like making people, the stuff that people normally don't like to show, I'm okay with.
Right.
Because I know who I am. And when it came to that part of it, it's like I know that I'm not, when I'm recording, right? I say I'm recording and I fuck up, or I don't have enough memory in my phone. I'm recording, I press record, it's going, the thing is going, and then I get a fire piece of content done. Like I went through it flawlessly. You know what I'm saying? No fuck ups, nothing. I said fire punchlines, and then my phone say storage or something, and then the recording thing, it'll keep going to where I can't even press it.
Okay.
So now I have to exit the full app, and then everything I just did went away. Then when I redo it, I'm doing it again, but now my attitude, I'm tight now, because I'm like, I just went crazy. I just been here for like an hour trying to create some shit, or I've been here, even if it wasn't an hour, even if it's first take and it was flawless, I'm like, now the world won't ever be able to see how fire that take was and what I said, and I won't say everything I said in that take. And then I got to create another one, and the other one is not as official. Now, when I'm doing, before I even post it, I'm like, damn, this is not really the same vibe I had before. So some people may look at this shit like, oh, this is not as funny. Or he didn't deliver, like a certain parts of it, I feel like I didn't deliver as well as I did the other time.
Okay.
And then I'm like, damn, that's a vulnerable part right there. Another vulnerable part of shit is talking about sex in general it could be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, so me talking about like how I feel about certain things, or how even I may put myself in the predicament of the person who's talking about what's in the meme.
Right.
And that won't even be me at all. I might not have even experienced it, but I would talk from the experience of that person.
Right.
And if somebody's watching it, they could think that I lived that, but I didn't live it. I'm just putting my mind there and I'm talking about it from that point of view. That's another vulnerable point. I'm like, damn, I'm putting it out there and people could take it differently and know that I never even experienced that. But I'm just talking about it. All those different things, even when it comes to like, some people might be thinking, this nigga not really talking, he not really on some sexy shit. Like, this nigga just like, this is not sexy, this is not funny. Or some people might not get it, or some people might be feeling like certain things I'm talking about is a little too crazy, or different things. I already had her fame at a point in time, you know what I'm saying? We had a song that went crazy at one point in time. Aside from that, just growing up, I've always just talked to so many people and been around so many situations. So when it comes to that, just like letting myself be who I am and not caring too much about how people accept it, it's because I know that in real life, when you having conversations with people, and you talking eye to eye, or you just physically around people, not everybody's the same person they are online. You know what I'm saying? And I know who I am in real life, and how people react to me in real life, and how I get respect in real life, and how I am in real life, especially when it comes to women and shit like that. If I'm in a situation, and I could talk freely about it, because when they come to fucking and all that good shit, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I've had plenty of experiences where I know, like, I'm legit, nigga. So ain't nothing you can tell me. The voice that you hearing it from, the face that you seeing me talk from, this nigga's had experience in life. So no matter how this shit come across or whatever, it don't matter. You talking to a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that really been through certain shit. A nigga that really fucked some shit up. That had bitches be like, oh my, crazy over a nigga, all that shit. So it's all coming from a legit place. So that allows me to be okay with it. And I've made a piece of content that talked about the fact that, like, yo, damn, I know I'll be talking about sex a lot, and because sometimes, like, when you talk about sex and I'm posting on my story, posting on my page all the time, and it's coming down people's timelines, even though they follow me because of it, in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm talking about it too much. Like, niggas probably think I'm a nympho, niggas probably think I'm over there, overly this and overly that, but it's like, it's content at the end of the day. It's something to put out, and it's gonna help me help my family and myself in the future. So what you think about what I'm doing, I don't give a fuck. I don't care, nigga, because I know who I am.
Easy said than done, right? Because I feel like, how long did it take you to because I feel like that's a struggle for a lot. Where it's like I understand where you say right now with the whole I don't give a fuck, because I'm at that place now where I'm like I don't give a fuck. You know, I think before, like with my experiences, like because I worked with so many named people and etc. For me, it was always like the perception or the image.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, yo, fuck that. You want to talk shit, you talk shit. I don't care. I know my character. Like you said, I know who I am, and I know how I carry my, my own weight.
Right.
You understand? And again, the respect within yourself is what makes other people respect you.
Exactly.
So
the confidence
I get that,
and the respect.
but how long did it take you to really have that attitude and be like, I don't care. You can perceive me however you want to perceive me, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep doing this.
I think that's a good question too. I've always had it, but this is the thing about it. While I'm doing certain things, I think in my mind from the perspective of somebody also that feel like they don't want to put themselves out there because they worried about the perception.
Right.
And from me thinking like that, it makes me do it even more.
Okay.
So, because I like to, because I know that that's a bad way to think. Like, I know how to jump out of my own body and look. I'm like, that's a bad way to think. So, being that I'm thinking like that, now I got to go even harder and do it.
Right.
Now, let's see who got to say what about what. And when I get that feedback, it don't make me feel crazy, because we understand people gonna talk shit. There's so many low vibrational people in the world. So once you understand certain things, it's like when you're in a relationship and it's like, you know that this person, like, you just know, like, you might know certain things about guys. So when a guy do some bullshit or whatever, you like, nigga, that's regular guy shit. Or if a girl do some regular bullshit, that's regular girl shit. So it's like, why am I gonna beat myself in the head about what the fuck just happened when I should have expected that from the jump? You know what I'm saying? So I expect low vibrational people to feel some type of ways. But the great thing about my content is that, being that I'm so open with it, and it be funny as fuck. I ain't gonna not all of them, but them shits really make me laugh. Like, I can only imagine what kind of laughs niggas is having in their cribs. I wish I could be there on the fly on the wall to just enjoy the laugh with you. But that alone, you know what I'm saying? I forgot exactly what I was gonna say after this, but that alone, like, is a great feeling to know that people's like really feeling good and it's uplifting spirits, and it's bringing more positive frequencies in the atmosphere, in the world, which helps the world overall.
No, it's a fact, and you are right. Like, because the fact that right now, like, everybody goes through a struggle. You understand? Like, I'm sure you're a human being at the end of the day. You understand? So, like, I want to know now, with that being said, because you're saying there's, low vibrational. As a human being, what's a challenge you can say within the span of like 2 years or so? Or not even 2 years. Let's just say in the span of just your journey as this creator. What's a challenge you had to face in which you was able to accomplish that you are most proud of, and you carry it with who you are today?
I would say that is with not having money.
Okay.
Living in someone's house when you feel like you need to be paying bills and shit like that, but you trying to like put your energy into doing something that's not initially gonna bring you money, but eventually gonna bring you money. When you're in that process, it'd be like, I mean, just a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have to literally, it's nothing is promised. I think that I could die any day, in any moment, right?
That's a fact.
And that element alone is the gray area for everything. But when it comes to the black and white, it's either you're not doing it or you're doing it, and I'm doing it. So knowing that how God works and shit, I'm just gonna follow God. I'm gonna let it feel natural. If I feel like this is what I need to be doing in life, I'm gonna do that. If I gotta be broke while I'm doing it, and I gotta have the people in the house that I'm with feeling like, oh, this nigga not putting in for this, even if I'm helping around the house different ways, and I'm trying to like show like, hey, I'm trying to work on this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just give me a second. I'm just, this shit is moving. Look, I'm showing you facts that I'm doing shit. I'm not just sitting around. I ain't no bozo nigga. And you gotta like still do what you do at a high level. People don't understand like the day-to-day living or how that like actually works. There's people that don't have money like that, but they don't grind hard and shit like that. So now you in limbo.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's motherfuckers that can be broke and that can just grind super hard and make nothing, something out of nothing and shit like that. And that challenge alone is the most strongest thing in the world, because it's a piece of knowing that no matter what situation you win in life, you're gonna always succeed because you following God, you following a high frequency, and you just believe in yourself.
That's amazing.
And all the small wins that you have in the process, like of getting to where you at now, niggas don't be looking at those small wins like they could become bigger wins, or if you just build a brick of small wins to a big win, that's what's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest challenge, and I've overcome that plenty of times, and I love that because it makes you an even better person and more resilient.
No, and that's a fact, and I love that you have that mindset, right? Because like I feel like with growth comes, you know, most of the time when it comes to growth, it comes from pain. What is it? You grow through what you go through. You understand? So like the fact that you was, you know, able to overcome certain things like that, I feel like this is a little deeper than what it is, because I'm like, I always tell people, in order to succeed in life, you need to know who you are, and you need to really come to a place of, just like you said, like being one with yourself. I think success, should I say, success overall, it depends what your definition of success is, right? But when it comes to succeeding within your life, you really have to come in a place of really just authentically giving it your all. Like you said, it's black and white. I love that you said that, because I'm very much, it's black and white. It's either yes or no.
Right.
That whole I don't know, maybe, that's a no.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's a no.
100%.
So, you know, and that's just my mindset. You know, some people, I've had so many arguments because they're like, oh, well, it's a gray area. No, it's either you want this or you don't.
Period. That's
and
it.
It's discipline, and it's just having that mindset, like, I want this. I'm hungry. I got to do this. And that's why I said, like, with success, you got to, it's the lessons that we learned. I'm going to include you in the we came from a struggle.
Right.
And we understood that struggle, and we understood, like, yo, I don't want to go back to that struggle.
Right.
I'm not going back.
And you watching people around you that you love and know going through struggle.
Right. And you're like, no, I'm not repeating patterns. I'm trying to break, for me, I'm trying to break generational curses and just attain success and freedom. You understand? So like when it comes to like, you know, this journey, you know, again, growth, you know, it comes from majority of time from pain, you know? So did you have to, like, what part of yourself did you have to forgive to keep evolving?
I had to forgive the part of me being who I am based off of my past. And I say that because when you become a certain person from the things that you went through, you only become who you are now because of all of what you went through. The person you are now is better than you feel like. Certain cases probably for some people know, but you're better than who you are before because you know more, you more knowledge, and you help shift yourself into that. But that person now can also, the way you react to certain things, or the way you talk to certain people and things like that, or the way you treat other people. Not saying you treat them bad, but you might have certain disciplines about yourself where you can clash with other people with the person you are now, compared to contrasted to the person who you were before. Like maybe before you might have been able to like mess with that person a little bit more, or the conversation may have went a different way. But now that you've grown in a certain way, you're a different person. So certain conversations you're not willing to have, certain things you're willing to you stopping and shit like that. And the challenge of
forgiving yourself,
forgiving myself for being who I am. It's like you shouldn't even have to forgive who I were. You know what I'm saying? Or not like. Not even forgiving myself for that. Matter of fact, there's so many different parts of this too. My fault.
No, you're good. Take your time.
I have to forgive this. I wanted to complete the other part, but I have to forgive the fact that I grew up in a situation where I had to be the best man I could be, and if that caused me to have to lose some people in my life to continue to grow, then that's what that was. And I forgive myself for all the
guilt, was it?
Like just me having to let go of who I was in different ways as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm still the child me, but it's things that I just can't allow. And I forgive myself for leaving my parts of my younger self in the past.
Okay. That's deep.
Right.
But is it leaving yourself in the past? Like leaving your younger self? Or was it just that maybe you became, and this is like therapy in a sense, right? But it was like maybe you learned the lesson, and you understood, you built a relationship with your inner child, and you was able to be like, okay, like you said, I guess not leaving, but I guess forgiving, and be like, all right, this happened, I accept it, I acknowledge it, and now it's time to move forward.
Yeah,
you know, because I don't think, I mean, I may be wrong, but I feel like I don't think you left it per se. I just think you forgave it and you was like, all right, next level of
more
inner
so,
child or whatever it is that you had to, or whoever that version was in the past that you had to like really forgive or learn the lesson from within, from whatever it is, you know. But
I was gonna say,
no, go ahead.
I might end up seeing his back sometime after and be like, damn, I could have said this at that moment instead.
Yo, it'd be like that though.
Because the forgive part, it did. I'm sure I couldn't even come up with something, but I felt like I was kind of like going on a whim with that. At the same time, really genuinely trying to answer that question. But yeah, let me take 2 seconds to actually think of like, and say the question one more time.
Okay, so the question is basically, what part of yourself did you have to forgive to keep evolving?
First and foremost, I want to make sure I give you your flowers for being who you are and just being great in your own right. And for me, I guess it was I forgave myself for being the type of person I had to be to my family. Because I'm such like a father figure in a way, because I didn't grow up without a father. So I kind of like, from a child, 8, you know what I mean, from real young, I just had to be a certain person. So the way I treated the people I love, I give so much not harsh criticism, but I'm so straightforward with the people I love, because I don't want to like sugarcoat shit. Like, I love you. Like, I want to tell you exactly what it is. Like, and that caused the people in my life that I love to feel certain ways about me. Not like on some like bad. I hate Latik. My name is Latik, by the way. Like, you probably for the first time. Do you know that? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
My name Latik.
Okay,
look. That might be the blood. That might be the biggest clip that they want to take from OnSmash. But and I seen how it affected. My mom told me that it affected my little sister when I told her certain things, because she used to eat. She used to like eat a lot, whatever, as a little kid. Always want to eat and shit, and she'll get like a little bit chubbier.
Okay.
And I was like scared that she would get chubby like one of my cousins, or like, you know what I mean, get too big. And then I'll tell her, yo, stop eating, whatever. I'll say certain things. I'll say real shit, but it affected her, and I didn't know how crazy it affected my little sister until recently, or like last year, when I think my mom, or earlier this year, my mom told me that she internalized the, like, she don't eat for certain things, and she, like, you know what I mean, and because she looked up to me, I'm her bigger brother, and for me saying certain things like that, I didn't know it affected her in that way. And I ended up having a conversation with my little sister, a heartfelt one. I cried and shit like that, and I told her I'm so sorry. Even thinking about it right now make me want to cry a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I would never want any of my siblings. No, I got more than one sister, but I would never want any of them to, like, you know what I mean, feel bad about some shit that they brother told them and shit, because they take my word importantly. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying that right. And I had a conversation with my brother and shit like that, but I forgive the part of me that is being that I have to be so harsh on myself. It caused me to easily be harsh on the next person. And I forgive myself for that, because I gotta understand how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? All the elements of life I was missing and shit like that. So I'll say I forgave myself for that, and it helped me be a better person and continue to be who I am, but in a way where I won't hurt the people I love. And I'll still tell them about themselves if I have to, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, and it's true. Like, they do internalize it. And it's like, you know, like the fact of like you saying that is like, you're now more self-aware, right? And it's like, I feel like what we can relate is the fact that having that tough love aspect, because you grew up a certain way. So it's like, it's not that you like, it's not that you try to be abusive, because now is that term. Like, we were just having that conversation, yo, people want to use certain words, and it's like, no, I'm not abusive. Like, I'm not. But it's the way we grew up. We grew up a certain way, and sometimes it's like, no, I actually have good intentions. You know, like, I want you to be more healthier.
You did this, and this is the answer to that. That's it. I'm just telling you straightforward.
However, sometimes the delivery or the message is not coming around,
and they don't receive it.
So I get it, and congratulations on you on that, because again, it's just being self-awareness. You recognizing it, and now you're making the changes. So now that it's like that saying, you know better, do better.
Exactly.
So that's what you're doing. So congratulations on that.
I'm glad we got that out. I feel like that was needed for some people. Probably might resonate with some people. So how much
I charge is off per hour. You know? No, but so like, you know, and I love these conversations, because it's like, okay, like, we know you are the content creator. Like you filming a movie, you know, you do music, you do erotica, you do, you know, you have you have 2 audiobooks, correct?
Yeah, I got 2 of them things. Just released, by the way, The Passion of Smashing. Just go to my page at All On Smash. Click the link in my bio. You know what I'm saying, and go get that. It's on Shopify too. All On Smash. Smash shop. Cop that. You're gonna love that, ladies.
And you already know, man. Like for me, it's like we have all these aspects of you, right? But it's like, do they know who you are? And the fact that you're able to be him, like, yo, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm sure you have a lot. Matter of fact, what's a misconception people have of you just viewing your page?
That's a good question too. You got a bunch of good questions. That's why I fuck with V.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The conception is
like,
obviously
he's a
that
whore.
yeah, whore, like, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Like, I'm just this wild freaking nigga and shit like that. It's a lot of shit I don't like, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit I don't like. That's why in my conversations I talk about shit, but I only talk about so many different things. If you really like go through all the stuff, you don't hear me talk about like licking feet and doing certain shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't get too crazy.
You wouldn't in general like.
I'm not a foot licker.
Okay.
I'm not a foot like.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I've done it.
You don't, nah, ain't nothing
But you
wrong
gotta
with
be
it.
wifey. You gotta be
wifey.
Yeah.
That's always the key. When you're doing something a little extra, hopefully it's for.
It's wifey. Yeah, I'm not doing no extra shit if you're not. You understand?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. But the misconception is that maybe that I fuck a lot of girls and shit like that.
Okay.
I do not. You know what I'm saying? I do not. I just literally just don't. Like, they be on deck. Don't get me wrong. They be there, ready to go. If it was me back then, I probably would. This another thing too. I've always been. I'm just gonna say a good looking guy. I would say since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I always had a nice smile, a nice just nice face and shit like that. And I always was able to flirt well and shit like that. So from being a little kid, having like a cute little handsome face, oh, you handsome, always hearing that as a kid.
right.
You know what I mean? It's nothing when it comes to like women and dealing with women and shit like that. You know, I've talked to so many women. Obviously I didn't fuck all the women I spoke to.
Right.
But I've talked to so many women. Either it was on MySpace, AIM, fucking text messages, little phone calls,
really
Boost Mobile, chirps and shit like
Remember
that.
chirps?
Right. In person in school with all these girls in
right.
school and the staircases in the lunchrooms. And at one point in time where I had one girlfriend and I had another girlfriend, and I kissed my one girl this way. I'm literally in the gym. I remember this shit like yesterday. I remember their names and all of that. One right here, I'm just gonna, should I say that? I can say their name. It don't matter, but I'm not gonna say it just because. But one right here, I give her a kiss, and then my side chick next to me, my girlfriend's looking that way. I'm kissing my side chick, literally next to each other. So dealing with women was something I've been at since a young kid, and you can only imagine all the type of different situations I've been in. But from that, and what was the question? So I can finish this up, because I'd be horrible with this sometimes. I ain't even smoke. What was the question?
No, the question was like the misconception people had of you.
I am
just
not
viewing your page.
I do not like to fuck just anybody, and I do not like to fuck a lot of women because I don't trust a lot of bitches. Bitches be having diseases first and foremost. A second thing is that bitches be stinking. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things, a lot of bitches just got bad personalities. You know what I'm saying? They just trash. They boring and shit like that. I need to be stimulated mentally. Like, I learned that about myself over time. I need to be stimulated mentally. Like, I am freaky when it comes to doing shit or whatever. I don't do everything. You feel me? And with anyone. I'm real strategic on who I'm with. You just gotta be somebody special. And I look at myself like I'm so special. Especially the fact that I don't fuck with so many people. It make it even more.
Right.
It makes me even more of a gem.
Right.
I'm not you can't just get my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta work for my shit in a way. Not work for it like, oh, I gotta try my best to try to eat this thing up. Nah, like, you gotta just have a vibe about you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I do enjoy vibes. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I can't facilitate vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an outgoing nigga. I like having fun, and my bitch is bi.
Oh,
you feel me? So
we
scouting shit.
I mean, and that's dope that you guys have that, you know, that relationship. And you know, I know, like I you mentioned, like, you know, like it's not that, like, sometimes the comments for her can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah,
but,
definitely, for sure.
And I could imagine, but I'm assuming that there's communication there with you guys, and I feel like you understand a lot to be like, look, like, this is what I am, this is what I do. I'm assuming you're giving her no reason to be not to trust you.
Right. That's exactly that. it's hard to once you, especially if you're a New York chick, you already know they don't. They already know. Like I don't give a fuck about none of that. I know you doing this. I know you doing this. You know how you're not even thinking other than that. You like just to save your own heart. You already thinking that motherfucker doing something. So
right.
In my situation, I'm sure like my shorty ain't no dumb chick and none of that shit like that. She, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm out here messing around, but she's not gonna allow herself to think that I'm not doing anything.
Right.
So that aspect can come into place and shit, which it does for many relationships, many situations, especially if you're in the entertainment field and shit like that.
Right.
I'm sure you ran into situations in your past as well. I'm not saying like your comments be like, yo, V-Henny,
no,
I'm trying.
yes.
But the comments can be have an effect on the relationship, but you know what I mean? It doesn't intervene to a point where it's like, nah, we gotta just stop what we doing because I can't take it. It's like you met me doing certain things. Okay. You met me already doing. I was doing skits on Snapchat at one point in time. So I was gonna say that too before. Before I did the COVID the skits in COVID and started really with my erotic, you know what I mean, shit. I already was doing funny skits on Snapchat and I was kind of slowly growing like a little fan base, but I just stopped doing it.
You know, and you know, I love asking that question when it comes to the whole misconception because again, like you said, like yo, I'm not this type of person. I don't do this. You know, like you assuming I'm this. You know, like yes, you are in a sense of like that freaky ass dude, but you also understand that you keep it to a certain limit, or you just don't give that energy to anyone, right?
100%.
So, and I love that, and I love the growth. Again, you know,
I always been like that, by the way, and shit like that. But the growth is still there, though.
That's what
that's what she said.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Yo, that's what she said. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We all growing. But I'm just growing a little more.
No, and I love it. I love to see it. Where I love to see the fact of yo, like everything you're doing, you know. I love the fact that you even came with the audiobooks. So I want to know what inspired that as well. Like, how did you go about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the audiobook situation actually came from the fans. I listened to the people. Okay. Which is extremely important if you're doing anything in this world. Listen to your fans, listen to your supporters, because they're the ones that's gonna you only can see stuff from your perspective.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Even if you try to look from somebody else's perspective, you can, but when you hearing feedback from outside of people that support you, it's good to listen to it. Okay. And they was like, you should do a book. Somebody was saying, actually there was one person I saw say like, yo, you should do a book. Maybe like a couple people that said you should do a book throughout the process of the time I was going viral. But there was this one girl she hit me and she was like, you should do a book. She was actually from Canada too. That's so funny as hell. Back to Canada. Salute to Canada, you heard? I gotta get back out there.
I'm done.
But she said it, but she when she said it at that time, because I was already trying to figure out what product am I gonna come up with, because I'm gonna eventually do like a clothing line situation for women and all that. We talk about that another time. That's my first time announcing that, but we're gonna talk about that another time. Okay. But when she said that at the time, I'm like, I keep hearing this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what if I do an audio book so they can hear my voice? Because I always I look at the feedback, they talk about the voice and shit like that. Right now, when I'm having a better conversation, it's not gonna be as the same where I'm actually talking some super intimate shit. But if you tap into the book, The Passion of Smashing, you're gonna hear how niggas switch the whole shit up. You know what I mean? Fuck your head up one time.
So wait, give very quickly The Passion of Smashing.
Yes.
What is it, like short stories? Like, what are we expecting?
Great question. The book pretty much, and I started doing promo videos that explain exactly what I'm doing. So I post them like in the carousel with my other videos that explain exactly what the book is about, because somebody will try to wonder what you're talking about. The book is about, it's me in an alternate universe pretty much. And that alternate universe is consists of also me still being a songwriter though, and me being an artist. But I'm dealing with women that I don't know in real life, obviously, but I take real life experiences mixed with experiences I've seen other people have, mixed with just creativity, and I mix it into a storyline to where I'm a music artist. Because in the book, because if you know me from influencer stuff or on the gram and shit like that from doing content, then you might not be as in tune with the music, but the music always gonna get meshed in with everything, because that's who I am. I'm an artist. You know what I mean? Before anything, that's how I'm able to do the things I'm doing now. That's why I'm able to do it now. So in the book, I put my music in the book. I'm like, I gotta put my music in the book. So I'm living in this world where I'm having a situation, a love triangle in a way. I don't want to give too much without, you know what I mean? But I'm in the love triangle, and throughout the process of me telling the story about what's happening within this love triangle, I'm giving them the funny comedy
Okay.
in it. So I'm having I'm speaking smooth and shit like that. I got my funny moments in it, so you could laugh. You could like really laugh at because you're not expecting it. You think it's gonna be an erotic audio book, and then you hear me say some funny shit, and you start laughing. But then it could go back into some erotic shit or just some storytelling shit, not even erotic shit. I got like the sex scenes in it and shit like that. But I also just have real life lessons that you can learn within a book. I also talk from a perspective of a man and things that women may not hear men normally say. They get to hear me talk about in my book. And it continues also like a thriller in a way, because there's parts where it feels a little scary, like something's about to happen.
Okay.
And so there's drama, suspense, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's a comedy, and I know girls love like forensic file shit and all that other.
Right.
It got some vibes in it that's gonna.
You wouldn't consider doing I don't know why I just pictured like, you have the audiobook, maybe doing like a anime or like a web series to it, but like more like animated.
Yeah, animated sounds dope. I never thought about like an animated version of it,
like
but that sounds dope.
It's different.
I would voice acting in general.
Right.
I already tried to apply for something to like try to like put a little. I definitely want to make money off of doing that as well and stuff like that, because that's dope as fuck. I fuck with that. So yeah, I would. But yeah, that's what the story is pretty much about. And I got the second book out now, and the second book continues it. I appreciate it. So yeah, go check it out. The Passionate Smashing, once again, at all on Smash. That's ALLONSMASH on Instagram or anywhere really. And I should have that link every social platform. I think I put it everywhere.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that. That's super dope.
Thank you.
I'm super proud of you with that. You understand? Like you're just going for it, and as you should. And I'm proud. Facts. You understand? Lastly, I want to know, when was the last time you did something for the first time?
Last time I did something for the first time. That's a good question too. I said that's a good question a few times, so that's how you know it's a good interview. Yeah. Right? Good question. Last thing I did for the first time. I would say for the first time.
It could be anything.
For the first time. Let's go to relationships, right?
Okay.
That's why relationships. I should talk about relationships, because I be talking about, that's one of my niches. That's my niche, right? In my relationship, this is a turning point for me, because I'm a type of nigga where I'm automatically thinking you fucking with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna think in my head that you not possibly flirting with somebody, talking to somebody, or doing some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? Even giving niggas an eye or whatever. It don't matter how good of a girl, like, and I had to come to the realization, like, no matter who I'm with, will I ever get to a point where I trust my woman 100%?
Okay.
And I had to really think about that, because I'm like, is it because it is something about this? I'm like, but my other relationship I was feeling and whatever. So I'm like, will I ever? It's because you go through life. I've seen the worst of the worst. And when I say the worst of the worst, I mean the worst of the worst.
I could imagine.
Bad news out here. It's sick out here. And from that, it's just traumatizing. And me being the nigga I've been, having access to different women in different ways, who was in different situations, different relationships and shit, cheating on a man or whatever the case is, or just hearing shit the girls say, or hearing shit that niggas say, or knowing how niggas is in general, it's very scary. And I'm like, my father came from outside, so I'm still a little chilly and shit. But it's getting chilly outside.
It is good.
Fall is coming. Summer's pretty much damn near over. It's over now. Wait, today's the last day.
It's oh shit, it is.
The 21st, I think, right? That's what I heard.
You're absolutely right. No, it's the first day of fall.
Fall is kicking in, so I'm a little shivery. Pardon me, part of my voice.
Crazy.
But so this is what I tried for the first time.
You have ADHD, right? I know 100%. I do, because I'm like,
my shit bad.
Because you just did a whole squirrel moment. You was like, squirrel.
It's bad. This would be happening in this mind. I know people be having. There's levels to how crazy your mind can get. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, my mind's crazy. I be thinking of crazy. My shit is crazy, and you could tell by the fact that I literally created an audio, almost 5 hour long audio book while I was directing, editing, or shooting a lot of, and casting everything, a whole film series,
right?
While I'm still doing content and doing music and shit like that. So I'm doing a lot of shit. Like the typical artist or typical is not doing all these different things,
right?
Creating contracts, also doing my graphic designs, everything. You feel me? Like engineering certain shit. most people is just not doing all of it. They're not specializing in all of this shit. They're not taking the time out to learn anything. So, but when it comes to the shit in my relationship, knowing that it's crazy out here and how fucked up in the head I can think, I was tired of letting the possibility of my shorty fucking with another nigga or talking to another nigga like overcome like my feelings and shit like that. How I feel. I kind of wanted to say that a little bit differently, but you get the idea. Like I wanted that to not take control over me.
You didn't want that to be a fear because the fear is crippling with it when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, and I just don't want a next nigga to feel like he got one up on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I want my lady to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying she didn't do things in that aspect, but you know what I'm saying? It's just that you won't get over that shit if you allow it to stay within you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, for the first time, and I ever tried this recently was to let it go. And I gotta understand that.
That's deep. Go ahead. Yeah. I love that.
And I gotta understand that. And it's not like I didn't understand this before in a way, but I just wasn't willing to let it go because I was like, you never gonna play me. Like, I'm always gonna know the vibes. Like, I don't want you to ever think that I'm not on point. Like, I'm on point every millisecond, even if there's a fucking, is there anything under a millisecond? Time don't even really exist because it's man-made, but whatever the fuck is under a millisecond, throughout my whole life, you just can't play me. I'm always on some smart shit. I just wake up smart. It's actually stressful having a great IQ. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, let me not do too much. Let me not let it have control over. I just don't want this shit to have control over me because I could snap. And on my short film series called All for Nothing, ALL, the number 4, NUFFIN. Go check it out on Instagram. It's exclusively posted there. Made for your phone, shot vertically, all that good shit. We ain't get into all that, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, go follow that on Instagram. The story is about a guy, and it could be vice versa, a girl in a situation too, with the opposite sex, killing a nigga over his girl because he fucked his bitch. That's what the story's about. And I can see myself in that so much because it's like, you know how much love can bring something out of it.
Yes.
And so many people kill somebody over that situation. And wars start because of that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Over some shit that was all for nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, it's no way I'm making a short film series about this shit, and I'm still letting something like that affect me to a point where I feel like I may kill a nigga over my shorty or whatever the case is, because there's so many situations that could happen. So I, for the first time, let it go.
Let it go. I love it.
Yeah. And it be hard sometimes.
No, it's not.
You be trying to go back to the old you, but gotta stay focused.
Let's keep it a stack. Especially like we're you're a Pisces, I'm a Pisces, so I fully understand. Like sometimes our imagination, our like mindset. I don't know about you, but my mind be like I be having arguments with myself because sometimes I can play a story. And I have to tell them like, yo, that's not reality, bro. Like,
right. Like
because our imagination can go insane with it. So I feel like it's not easy to learn to trust someone else. I learned though that when it comes to trusting you're like someone else, right? It also comes from learning to trust yourself. You know? So and you know, it's just again like it's just, you know, like I learned, I think I can relate to you is because I understand my past was the only person in my life that I was able to trust, like eyes closed. And it took a while because I get it. Like I know what it is to be like, nah, you cheat, you know, whatever. I have to have the upper, like I guess the my step forward, like, you know, before you, or, you know, like have the upper hand, I guess. So I give it to you again, applause to you on learning to let that go, because I'm gonna be honest, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
The fact to have, you know, because I think, you free. And then not only that, now at that point, you're creating a different type of relationship now.
100%.
And this is why now you're able to trust yourself more, because when I say it comes with you trusting you, it's because you're trusting your intuition.
Yeah.
To be like, all right.
Even if you are, God gonna let me know, and I'm gonna be okay at the end of the day.
Right, and you know, and that's a beautiful thing, because now that's showing you, that's bringing you to a different part of you that you probably never got to experience.
Never, and it's like you said, like you gotta just know, you keep it to where I know that I'm always gonna think a certain way, but don't think that way, and be okay with the fact that if anything did happen, God forbid, or if I did, that I never left the old version of how I thought about that specific situation.
Right.
I just chose to not let it affect me the way
and that's growth.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
I appreciate it.
You know, I definitely
hope you do it too.
Yeah, you know, and
It's
you
hard,
know,
but
like it is hard, but you know, shout out. Healing is such a big. I'm such a big person when it comes to like I'm big on healing.
yeah,
Healing does so many wonders. So I want to just say thank you again for taking the time, opening up yourself to to us, and letting
no
everybody
doubt.
know who you are. And yeah, we're gonna definitely end up bringing you back once
Yeah,
once
you
you
know
start
that.
doing the promo for the movie series. You gotta come back
Come
and we're gonna
on,
speak on
I
that
told I
and
gotta
all
get you
that
in
good
the
stuff.
movie.
Yeah,
Gotta get you in there.
I'm definitely with it. So for those that are watching, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, man. I know I might have said it a couple times, but to make it official, catch me at All on Smash. That's ALLSMASH. All on Smash. My artist name is OnSmash. Everybody be calling me Smash for short.
Right.
But OnSmash is my artist name generally. So whenever you put my name on some music shit, it's OnSmash. Call me Smash.
Yeah.
On some you see me in person shit.
Right.
But follow me at All on Smash on all platforms. Facts.
And y'all already know the vibes. There shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't be following him. All his information will be in the description box below. All you got to do is tap on it, show love, follow, and all that good stuff. And yo, y'all already know the vibes, man. It's the Artistry. We out. And we doing this. Rock out with your cocks out. Jam out with your clothes.
Fucking talk about get lit.
Let's do this. Let's
Salute.
get lit. We out.
Appreciate you, V-Henny.
No, you already know, man.
Know that.
Peace.